Hi children, welcome to the next lesson, the grammar. Okay, previous class we had the subject and predicate, isn't it? Now and also I have told you about regarding clause as well as the phrase. Okay, clause is a part of a sentence. It has subject and a predicate. It gives a sense, clause. Whereas phrase doesn't give the meaning. Okay, it doesn't contain the subject and predicate. Okay, now we shall learn the main clause and subordinate clause, and in this chapter I will teach you the main clause, subordinate clause, and conditional clause, and relative clause. And phrase. These five clauses we shall discuss in this class. Okay. Look at this sentence. He is buying a shirt which looks very colorful. Okay. The above sentence has two clauses. He is buying a shirt and it looks very colorful. And it looks very colorful. The clause is buying a shirt express a complete thought, complete sense, complete meaning. He is buying a shirt. It gives, because it is a main clause, as I told. Whichever gives a sentence full meaning or has a subject and a predicate, we have to decide that it is a main clause or a clause. Clause and main clause are same. Okay. Next, and it is a independent clause. You can say another word is independent clause. And this one is called main clause. Main clause or independent clause. It doesn't depend any other clause, any sentence. Understood? Next, which looks very colorful. Which looks very colorful. It does not give complete information. Doesn't give any meaning. This sentence, okay, doesn't give any meaning. And it doesn't give complete information. If read independently, it depends on another clause. If it depends this sentence only, it gives a full meaning. He is buying a shirt which looks very colorful. Since it looks very colorful, that's why he bought that shirt. Understood? Okay. Because this sentence has to depend on the sentence. That's why this sentence is called subordinate clause. Subordinate clause. Okay. Main clause. It makes sense on its own. It has a subject and predicate. It is a part of a sentence. Okay. I'll give some more examples. Then you can understand. Is taking medicine. Is taking medicine because he is unwell. The teacher asked the question. But no one answered. You can understand. You can observe these two sentences. He is taking medicine because he is unwell. The teacher asked a question, but no one answered. Can you identify the main clause where it is? As I told before, in main clause, you will find the subject and predicate. Okay? It gives a sense, it gives a meaning, it stands its own. It is a independent clause. Okay? He is taking medicine. It is a main clause. Because he is unwell, it is a subordinate clause. Understood? The teacher asks questions. It is a main clause. But no one answered. It is a subordinate clause. Understood? Okay. Understood now? Main clause. Next, subordinate clause. Subordinate clause also called as a dependent, depends on main clause for its meaning. Okay, subordinate clause depends on a main clause. This one is a subordinate clause. It has to depend on the main clause so that it gives the meaning. Otherwise, it doesn't give. It doesn't depend on its own. It always dependent clause. Okay, it always depends on the sentence. That's why it is called as a subordinate clause. Okay, so it is called as a subordinate clause. Okay, I'll give an example. Here one is he is taking medicine. He is taking medicine because he is unwell. He is unwell. It doesn't give meaning. Okay, it doesn't give meaning. That's why it doesn't give sense. That's why it's called as a subordinate clause. One more example after I'll give. We went back to the work after we had lunch. We have had lunch. Okay. Observe the sentence. We went back to work after we had lunch. Okay. Here we went back to work after we had lunch. It is a subordinate clause. It is a subordinate clause because this sentence has to depend on this. Okay, this sentence we can start from here also. After we had lunch, we went back to work. Okay, another sentence. I first saw her in Paris, where I lived in early 90s. Where I lived in early 90s. Can you understand only one sentence? It is giving half information. It doesn't give full information. That's why it is telling us subordinate clause. It doesn't give full information. Okay. Here, if you read from here, after we had lunch, it doesn't give full information. It gives only half information. That's why it told as a subordinate clause. What is subordinate clause? Subordinate clause depends on a main clause for its meaning. It is a independent clause also written. Okay. It is a dependent clause. Main clause is independent. Subordinate clause is a dependent clause. Okay. Dependent clause. Subordinate clause and dependent clause. Dependent clause. Understood? Okay. He became angry. angry and smash the vase into pieces. Smash the vase into pieces. It's giving half information, isn't it? It's giving half information. Can you understand? If you read from here, you don't understand. Smash the vase into pieces. Who smashed? When it smashed? Where it smashed? Question will raise now. That's where this is called as a subordinate clause. Subordinate clause and dependent clause. Dependent clause. Okay. If you remove this one, then it became one sentence. We can understand. He became angry and smashed the vase into pieces. Understood now? Next, conditional clause. Let us learn conditional clause. Conditional clause. A conditional clause always lays on a condition. Okay. Condition clause always lays on a condition, as in if clause, either at the beginning or the end. If. Always it's condition. Conditional clause starts with if. Okay. Condition is condition. If means condition. Condition. Okay. Here, in if conditional sentence, there are two clauses: main clause and subordinate clause. Main clause and subordinate clause. Two clauses are in the if clause. Okay. Okay, I'll give one sentence. You observe. If you stay calm, I will give you ice cream and ice cream. Okay. And this one is subordinate clause. This one is subordinate clause. And this one is main clause. Understood? This one is main clause. Okay. Here, if the verb in the given sentence is V1, use open condition. Okay. Verb, stay calm. Stay calm. It is the V1. Okay. Verb 1. Understood? If the verb in the given sentence is in verb 1, you can use open condition. If you stay calm, I will give you an ice cream. Okay. I shall write the formula. You can understand. If plus subject plus V1 plus object. Plus complement. Till here. This one. If you subject, stay V1 object and complement. Okay. Then for that subject plus shall or will or can or may plus V1 plus object plus complement. Okay, see, if you even stay object come, I subject will, helping verb V1 you object and I result. Understood now? This is the form. Understood? That is the form. Okay. Next, relative clauses. Understood now this one? This conditional clause and subordinate clause, and next relative clauses. Okay. We do the exercise afterwards. Okay. Relative clauses. A relative clause. Relative clause. A relative clause is connected to a main clause by words such as which, that, whom, whose, when, where, who. It gives more information about the noun or a pronoun, person or a thing we are talking about. Okay, relative clause is connected to the main clause, like which, that, who, whose, when, where, and who. Understood? Okay, a relative clause is a subordinate clause. It modifies the noun or a noun phrase. Okay. Example: Leela lost the toy. Leela lost the toy, which was her favorite. Which was her favorite. Okay, you can see here relative clause is connected to the main clause. Leela lost the toy. Leela lost the toy. This is the main clause. Okay, this is the main clause. It is connected to this sentence. This is connected to this sentence, which was her favorite. Okay, here it gives the information about the person. Okay, person or a thing. Here Leela lost the toy, which was her favorite, and here we are giving about the more information about the toy thing. We are giving about the thing, more information about the giving thing. See, which was her favorite. Leela lost the toy, which was her favorite. Her favorite toy is a favorite toy, but she lost. She lost. Leela lost the toy, which was her favorite. Understood? Next, my grandmother, who was 67, walks with the help of a stick. Okay, my grandmother. My grandmother, who is 67, walks with the help of a stick. Okay. Here also the relative clause is connected to the main clause. My grandmother walks with the help of a stick. Who walks? Here the who gives more information about the grandmother. What grandmother? She is 67. How she walks? With the 6. With the 6 she walks. Understood now? The relative clause always connected to the main clause, and it gives the more information about the person or the thing. Noun or a pronoun. Understood? Okay. Next phrase. Next phrase. Next phrase. A phrase is a collection of words that does not contain subject or verb pair necessary to form a clause or a sentence. Phrase can be very short or quite long. Okay. After the damage. After the damage. After the damage. Broken pieces. Broken into pieces. Broken into pieces. Before the first test. Before the first test. Okay? Before the first test. Okay? The above examples don't make any sense or on their own. They have to be joined with other phrases or clause to form a complete sentence. Understood? Phrases does not contain subject or a verb, and it has to be connected to the clause, some other clauses. Remember, words form phrases form clauses, and clauses form sentence. Okay? Understood? You must understand words form phrases, form clauses, and clauses form sentence. Understood? First we have learned like this, no? Words form phrases. This is part of the clause. Okay? Phrase forms the clause. That clause forms the sentence. Connected to the clause and subordinate clause. Okay? By using the clauses and phrases correctly, you can construct a meaningful and grammatically correct sentences. Understood? In every sentence, there will be clause, main clause and subordinate clause, as well as the phrases also together. It makes a complete sentence. Understood? Okay? Thank you. Have a good day.